Until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. These timeless words from Carl Jung carry a weight that many overlook until life itself forces them to pause and listen. Perhaps you think stumbling upon this video is a coincidence, a random click among countless others. But Jung reminded us that nothing truly happens by chance. Life has its own mysterious rhythm, and every encounter, every message arrives at the precise moment when you are ready to receive it. Maybe you felt the pull of something deeper within you, those quiet whispers of intuition, those recurring patterns in your relationships, those strange coincidences that feel too meaningful to dismiss. They are not accidents, they are signs, invitations, messages waiting for the right moment to surface. And perhaps today is that moment for you. Maybe you've been carrying questions about your direction, your purpose, or the weight of choices that seem to repeat themselves in endless cycles. This is not about external events alone, but about readiness, the inner state that determines what truths you are capable of seeing and what lessons you are prepared to integrate. When Jung spoke of the unconscious, he wasn't just referring to hidden thoughts buried in the mind. He was pointing to the vast landscape of the soul, where every unacknowledged desire, every fear, and every unhealed wound quietly shapes the life you live. To bring it into awareness is not an easy path. It demands honesty, courage, and the willingness to face what you've long avoided. But once you are ready, the message appears. And so, if you are here, listening now, it may be because your soul has reached that threshold, because the time to awaken to something deeper has come. This is not a video for entertainment. It is a mirror, a call, a reminder that your journey is unfolding exactly as it should. This is what Jung revealed about inner readiness and the profound path of self-discovery. So, let us begin. If there is one truth Carl Jung never stopped reminding us of, it is that the deepest transformations do not arrive from the outside, but from within. The readiness of the soul is what determines when certain messages, people, or events appear in our lives. You see, the universe can place countless signs in front of you, but unless you are prepared to recognize them, they will pass you by as if they never existed. Jung called this mysterious dance of inner and outer worlds synchronicity, a principle that explains why certain moments feel charged with meaning, why a chance encounter, a dream, or a book placed in your hands at the right time can suddenly alter the course of your life. He insisted that these are not coincidences, rather they are threads woven by the unconscious into the fabric of reality, surfacing when you are finally capable of seeing their significance. Think of the stranger you meet who speaks a single sentence that stays with you for years, or the book you randomly pick up that answers the very question you have been carrying in silence, or the dream that unsettles you but also clarifies something you could never admit to yourself while awake. These experiences arrive like whispers from the depths, and they do not appear until your mind and heart have reached a point where they can no longer ignore the truth. Readiness is not about perfection. It is about the courage to face what you already know deep down but have resisted acknowledging. And so, the invitation is to train your awareness, to notice the small signals that most people overlook. Pay attention to the thoughts that keep repeating themselves no matter how much you try to silence them. Observe the symbols that emerge in your dreams, often strange and fragmented, but carrying messages from the unconscious that reason alone cannot decipher. Notice the recurring situations in your life, the arguments that circle back again and again, the opportunities that keep slipping through your fingers, the feelings of déjà vu that tell you you've been here before. These are not meaningless repetitions. They are lessons the psyche insists on teaching you until you are willing to learn. To practice this awareness is to cultivate a different kind of vision, one that looks beneath the surface of events and asks, "Why is this happening to me now? What is life trying to reveal to me at this stage?" Jung believed that by listening to these subtle signals, you begin to cooperate with your own destiny instead of being blindly directed by it. The key is to remain attentive without forcing meaning where none exists, to remain open without surrendering to superstition, To stand in that delicate space where you trust that nothing significant comes into your orbit without reason. This discipline of inner listening may begin with something as simple as writing down your dreams each morning, or journaling the patterns you observe in your days, or pausing in silence when something in your heart stirs with recognition. Slowly, you will find that the line between your inner world and the outer world grows thinner, that reality itself starts to speak to you, not in loud voices, but in gentle nudges, and that you are no longer wandering through life aimlessly, but moving with a quiet awareness that each step, each encounter, carries meaning. This is the essence of inner readiness, not to control the timing of the messages, but to refine the sensitivity with which you recognize them. Because when the soul is ready, the signs will no longer appear as random noise, they will appear as guidance, as companions, as echoes of the truth you already carry within. And in that recognition, what once felt like fate will reveal itself as your own unconscious leading you toward the life you were meant to live. Awareness alone is never enough. A message, no matter how profound, remains lifeless until it is embodied in the way you live. This was one of Jung's greatest insights, that true change begins not when we collect more knowledge, but when we dare to confront the hidden aspects of ourselves, the shadow, those parts we deny, repress, or project onto others. Every message that arrives in your life, whether through synchronicity, dreams, or repeated patterns, is in some way an invitation to face your own shadow and integrate what has been ignored. Think about it. If the same kind of relationship keeps breaking down, or the same obstacle keeps appearing in your work, life is not simply punishing you at random. It is holding up a mirror, showing you a piece of yourself that you are refusing to acknowledge. The question is not, why does this always happen to me, but what in me is drawing this experience back again and again? Receiving the message, then, requires stillness and sincerity. Slow down enough to listen. In silence, in meditation, or even in a few minutes of mindful breathing, you create the space for the unconscious to speak. Journaling is another powerful way to catch these subtle voices before they vanish. Write down not only your dreams, but the thoughts and emotions that surface throughout your day. Over time, patterns reveal themselves, and what once felt chaotic begins to take shape. When a message emerges, ask yourself directly, why has this appeared in my life now? What stage am I at, and how does this lesson connect to it? Then take one small but real step that honors what you've understood. If you realize your repeated failures stem from fear of commitment, take a step toward responsibility, however small. If your recurring conflicts in relationships reveal a tendency to avoid vulnerability, begin by having one honest conversation you would normally shy away from. Jung believed that transformation does not require giant leaps, but the courage to make consistent choices that slowly align your outer life with the truths discovered within. Consider this example. If you constantly find yourself in relationships that end in betrayal or emptiness, it is not coincidence. It is life insisting you look at how you choose, how you trust, and perhaps how you betray yourself by settling for less than what you need. The repetition is not cruelty, it is instruction, and the moment you recognize it, the cycle can break. The message, then, is never simply out there. It becomes real only when you translate it into action. This is the essence of maturity. To no longer wait for fate to deliver meaning, but to meet life with open eyes, to see the pattern, and to step consciously into the role you have been avoiding. And when you do, the energy once trapped in repetition is freed, and you begin to feel a quiet strength within you, a sense that you are not drifting, but moving purposefully with life rather than against it. Jung's wisdom reminds us that every challenge carries the seed of a lesson, and that lesson waits patiently until you are ready to act upon it. The message is not in the event itself, but in what you choose to do after it reveals itself. And when you begin to live this way, observant, reflective, courageous, you discover that the messages never truly stop. They simply grow deeper, guiding you into greater wholeness. In the end, we return to the simple but profound truth that Carl Jung left us with: nothing in life happens by accident. The encounters we have, the struggles we face, the words that reach us at just the right time, all of them carry meaning, and all of them appear when we are finally ready to receive their message. What you have listened to now is not just another set of ideas, it is an invitation to awareness, a call to pay closer attention to the journey you are walking every single day. Jung's wisdom reminds us that readiness is not about perfection, but about the willingness to see, to listen, and to act. If these words found their way to you today, perhaps this is the moment you were meant to hear them. Do not ignore the signs that life has placed before you, for the true message is not contained in this video, but in the way you allow it to shape your choices, your actions, and the direction of your life from this moment forward. Every step you take in awareness is a step out of repetition and into growth. And so I leave you with this. If this message touched something within you, stay with it, reflect on it, and let it guide you quietly. And if you feel called to continue this journey of depth and self-discovery, consider subscribing to the channel, so together we can keep exploring the timeless insights of Carl Jung and the hidden wisdom they reveal about our lives.